Oh wow, wow. Right, right. All right, y'all. Can you hear me? Excuse me, I was wrapping up a phone call. Top of it, I see y'all checking in, man. As you can see, I'm at my favorite place in the world, Disneyland for me, Whole Foods Market. And as y'all can see by the title, man, we're gonna talk about these streetwalkers and why they're going to stay broke. Oh, you headed there in a few too, huh, Mel? Yeah, I'm already knowing you're gonna be there. You one of the people I know is gonna be like me, staying on the healthy tip, getting it in, because you like me, you got a love affair with your body. So I got a love affair with my body. Taking care of what you did. And this is a part of my love affair right here. Big, I got so they gonna stay broke because they ain't fucking with Sir Breed, huh? I feel you. That's one reason. One of many reasons. But yeah, man, I got this salad right here. Okay, I have spinach, broccoli, red onions, green onions, carrots, salmon, cranberries, dried cranberries. What else? Oh, balsamic vinegar and olive oil is what I got in here. I don't think I left anything. I think I told you everything I got in here. And also, about to add these olives, these pitted olives. Uh, I don't even know if I pronounce it right. It's Kalamata or Kalamata. It might be Kalamata. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I love these olives right here. These are my favorite olives. About to add some of these. They fire. I could just sit and eat these by themselves. Fire. They better be fire. Greek olives for short, huh? I feel you. Yeah, basically. Basically, I think I might have put too much olives in here. It's a pretty big salad, but I think I might have put a little bit. Take a few of these olives out because I don't want the olives to be overbearing as much as I love them. No, I want it to be a harmonious medley of veggies going on with this salad. You dig? Let me turn these olives down a little bit because they kind of loud in the salad. Turn them down a notch. You dig? Okay. I think we straight on the olives now. What's up with y'all though, man? How y'all feeling this morning? Blessed to have woke up. Blessed with the activity of your limbs. And even if you ain't blessed with that, at the very least, blessed with a sound mind. No matter how you may feel about that. If you have comprehension, you're good. If you're coherent, you're good. It's a blessing. Nah, I'm not a pescatarian. I'm I guess you could say I'm a poultry pescatarian. I do poultry and fish. I don't do red meat. I don't do pork. As a lot of y'all probably already know. But for those who don't know, no pig, no red meat, just fish and bird. Fish and bird. The salad is pretty big, man, so it's kind of hard for me to mix it in, you dig? But you say chicken is the worst, the gangster round table, but man, I love chicken though. And see, I lift weights and I do my bulk. I be doing my bulk thing, man. I got to have my protein, man. I got to maintain my size. So until I figure out something to replace chicken with, it's just as lovely, man. I'll be eating some chicken. Yeah. Yeah, like you say, Mel, nothing wrong with having meat sometimes. See, like red meat, for instance, right? Beef, for instance. Beef is actually good for you in a few different ways. Not only is it a good source of protein, of course, but it's a good source of iron. And as long as you eat it in moderation, you'll be all right. I don't think you should eat red meat. That's just me. If I was a red meat eater, I wouldn't eat it any more than 2 times a week. That's just me. So if I was like a steak eater or ground beef or something like that, I wouldn't do it any more than any variation of red meat. I wouldn't do any more than twice a week. Yeah, Mel, that's some real talk. I believe that because people think that being a vegan or being a vegetarian is all about cutting certain things out, and that's not what it's all about. It's also about putting the right things in when you cut the wrong things out or the things that you don't desire out. You gotta, even the things that you might not like, you still get nutrients from them. So you got to replace those nutrients. Like you say, a lot of people don't get it. My mom had a friend, and he's a pastor, and he became vegetarian, but he didn't last long as a vegetarian. I think maybe a few years. But he got real sick, and that's what made him change back to however he was eating. But he thought that just because he cut meat out of his diet, that he was going to be good. But he wasn't getting the right nutrients. And just because you stop eating meat Don't mean you can eat a bunch of. There's a whole bunch of nonsense that ain't meat. Don't got meat in it. You gotta, like Mel say, do in moderation. Sometimes. All right, man. Y'all excuse me. Let me set this to the side for a minute. As good as it is, I really don't want to. But let's get to the matter at hand, man. The topic of discussion. Hold on. Getting it together, y'all. Excuse me for a second. Okay. Yeah, they need that vitamin D, and ain't nothing wrong with that vitamin P neither. You dig? That ain't harmful to your diet at all. But yeah, man, speaking of vitamin P, right? As I say, these streetwalkers, right? They're gonna remain broke. A big part of the reason, ultimately, is because they think that just because they show up, that they're going to be successful. Some of them. Then you have others who show up and don't care whether or not they're successful, as long as they look like they're successful. As long as they look like they winning, as long as they look like trap queens and all this type of stuff, you know, they cool. Mission accomplished. Smart water is the truth. But anybody who knows the game and has a thorough understanding of the game know that it takes a whole lot more than just showing up in order to show out. You dig? And like I say, it's various reasons why the streetwalkers is gonna stay broke. Okay, see, first of all, you gotta understand, a lot of them are flooding the streets now that the internet situation is over with. Now the Backpage is down, as well as numerous other sites going down. I think there's a couple of ones that's still afloat, but they more than likely gonna go down too. It's just a matter of time. But basically, the internet days is over with. As far as escorts, you dig? Getting your money as an escort or provider, or whatever you want to call it, on the internet, them days is over with. So, it's some drastic measures being taken. I mean, Steph G, no, I haven't seen that. I'm not even familiar with what that is. Haven't heard of it. But, like I say, reasons why they're going to stay broke, right? There's a few of them. First of all, like I said, a lot of them don't have a concern for being successful. See, one thing about success, you have to be intentional about it. And if you don't have any true intentions in what you're doing, then it's kind of like driving a car without holding onto the steering wheel. It's going to go one way or the other, and sooner or later you're going to crash into something that's going to be over with. You dig? So that's going to be pretty much the careers of these young ladies, right? And it's crazy. Like I said, they've been taking some drastic measures since the internet situation's been over with. I've seen GoFundMes being put up unsuccessfully. What else they doing, man? They doing a lot of crazy stuff. Uh, trying to get out on all these different social media websites that's not really designed for escorting or providing or what have you. Uh, but what they don't understand is it's all coming back to the curb, man. That's just the bottom ass line. If you wanna survive and thrive in this game, you got to step outside, be it on the concrete or the carpet, somewhere outside. The game is back outside for real, for real. You dig? And that's just the way it is, man. Now you might be able to get some crumbs still on the internet. You probably always be able to squeeze some crumbs out, but you're not gonna be able to thrive on that. You're not gonna be able to live above average. You dig? You're not gonna be able to live better than somebody who works here at Whole Foods Market. It's really a waste of time because you could be doing something much more productive with your time. You can be doing something much more meaningful with your time than trying to get out on the internet at this point. You dig? But like I say, reasons why they're gonna stay broke. Um, okay, this is the thing that like really fucks me up. See, that's the problem with most people. See, there's not a see, the problem with the game is that it's too free, it's too open. Just anybody believes that they can come in and do it. And yeah, you might be able to come show up to the track and step out there and you might get a few little dollars, but what you don't understand is you have to take it just as seriously as you would a 9 to 5. You dig? You have to take this game just as seriously as because you're in business for yourself pretty much. And if you're in business for yourself, you have to take it just as seriously as you would somebody else. See, one thing that really instilled that in me, it was kind of already instilled in me before, but I went to prison, right? And when I was in prison, I was a porter, which for those of y'all who don't know what that is, basically a janitor, right? I was cleaning toilets, uh, buffing floors, uh, you know, some shit that I believe I'm just too, that just ain't my thing. You know what I mean? I just know that I'm better suited for other things. But when I was doing this, right, when I first started doing this job, for the first shit, maybe the first like 4 or 5 months, I wasn't getting paid at all. So I was going to work every day, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, putting in 40-hour weeks, and I'm not getting paid a penny. I'm getting paid nothing for this, right? So then, cause at my job there was only 2 positions. One of them was a paid position, the other one wasn't. And when I got there, somebody else already had the paid position, so I had to take a back seat to him. So a few months later, he went and got a better job where he was making, I think it was 98 cents or 95 cents an hour. He went to go get a job at the dairy. You know what I mean? So he went and got a dairy job. He started making 95 cents an hour, which is at that time when I was in there, this was 2004, 2005. At that time, that was the highest pay number. So in California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, back then it didn't have a rehabilitation on the name. It was just California Department of Corrections. Back then, the highest pay number that you could get in that system was 95 cents an hour as an inmate. Right. Legal slavery for real. But like I said, he went and got a dairy job, and when he went and got the dairy job, that automatically bumped me up to the pay number. They call it a pay number. So now I got a pay number, but I go from making $0 and cents an hour to 18 cents an hour. So now I'm making 18 cents an hour. You dig? Which man, I can't even compare that to a job out here on the streets. 95 cents an hour, that's like having a pretty decent job out here, you know what I mean? And 18 cents an hour, that's like below minimum wage, you did, for in there. So And to add insult to injury, because of the type of case that me and my boys had, which I'll make another video about that at another time. But our victim was Sprint, the cell phone company, cell phone provider. And it was 3 of us, and between the 3 of us, we owe Sprint over $250,000. So that's our restitution. We still to this day, and it's been over 10 years, still supposed to pay that back, right? So at this time, I believe it's more now, but at this time, I believe they were already taking 44% of whatever kind of money you got. So that's why I let my loved ones and family and friends know not to send me any money, because if they send me $1, CDC was going to take 44 cents of it, and I was only going to get 66 cents of it. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, shit, that's damn near half the money. So it's really not worth it. You know, plus I had my little hustles, you know what I mean? I was selling cigarettes, I cut hair, you know what I mean? So that was my little grind up in there to stay afloat. And so like I said, I had this job. I'm cleaning toilets at the where I worked at, I was housed in Old Corcoran. It's an Old Corcoran and New Corcoran, 2 different prisons that's like right next to each other. So I'm housed at Old Corcoran. I work at New Corcoran. I work at New Corcoran, right? And at New Corcoran, like I said, I'm the porter, which is basically a janitor at the visiting entrance. So like, say you got somebody in New Corcoran that you're going to visit, the entrance that you come to, the first point that you come to, that's where I work. And it was my job to keep that area clean. You know what I mean? The floors, and the men's and women's restroom. And that's where I learned that, and y'all can argue with me to the end of the world, but female restrooms are always 1,000 times nastier than men's restrooms. I learned that from experience with that little job that I had, because I don't even want to tell y'all some of the shit that I seen in them female restrooms. But you know, the female restroom was always nastier, hands down. And you can ask any janitor or somebody whose job it is to clean restrooms, and they clean both men's and women's. I bet you they tell you without failure the women's restroom is always nastier. But anyway, so I'm doing this, right? This is my job. And I go from making 0 to 18 cents an hour. So, and I got to get up promptly every morning. I get up at, I think I was getting up at 4:30, I think it was like 4:30 or 5 in the morning. You know, I had to be to work at 6. So, or no, I had to be to work at 8, excuse me. 6, we had breakfast, I believe. Then I had to be to work at 8 o'clock. So I'm getting up promptly without failure every morning to go do this job. Dedicated, right? Now, of course, there were consequences if I didn't do this job. You know, so I had a choice. I could have dealt with the consequences of not doing the job, which ultimately boils down to me doing more time. And I could have just been like, fuck the job, I'll do the more time. But, you know, of course, that didn't make sense to me. I was trying to get out of there ASAP. But the bottom line is I had a choice. And I chose to get up every morning without failure and go do this job. You know what I mean? I had that job for a year. So I did that every day, 5 days a week for a year. And I just remember always telling myself when I was in there, like, man, if I could get up and do this for somebody else for basically free, then ain't no way in the world that I can't get up and dedicate myself to this same degree or even more intensely when I get out and work for myself. You know what I mean? So that's why it's always like whatever I do, even if I'm not punching a clock and I ain't got, you know, big brother watching over me, I ain't got a supervisor over my shoulder breathing down my neck. Whether it's a situation like that, which for me it's not going to be, but if I'm working for myself, if I dictate my own schedule, if I dictate my own income, I'm going to take it just as seriously as somebody who worked here at Whole Foods that if they don't show up to work, if they miss one day, that's one step closer to them getting terminated, and their whole livelihood depends on this job. You dig? I take working for myself that seriously, and I say all of that to say that's the problem with the game. Most people in the game today don't take their job as seriously as somebody who works here, or somebody who works at Circle K or 7-Eleven or Walmart. You dig? And it's sad because as a result of that, you got people who work at Walmart, who work here at Whole Foods. I'm not talking about even like a supervisor or a higher up. I'm talking about just like a regular person. They live better lifestyles, a lot of them, than some of the people in the game. And the sad part about it is, a lot of people in the game make more money than somebody who works here. But like I said, because of their lack of seriousness, their lack of dedication, their lack of determination, and bad money management on top of that, they might have more income, but what they do with that income results in them living a lesser lifestyle than somebody who works here. You dig? So that's one reason why the Streetwalkers is gonna stay broke. You dig? And evidence of it is, like, for instance, right? I'm in Southern California right now, and I was riding the track this Saturday morning. So I guess you could say Friday night / Saturday morning. I'm riding the track for a few hours, right? And all together, I probably seen like 60 bitches down. And what most of these 60 bitches situation was, first of all, well, I can't say that. I was surprised. A lot of them actually had heels on. I was surprised by that. A lot of bitches last night or tonight, whatever you want to call it, a lot of them had heels on. You dig? But nails ain't done, hair raggedy, no makeup, and if they did have makeup, the makeup raggedy. And the worst thing of all, they in their phone like this constantly. Every bitch on the track last night was. And then when somebody roll up on them trying to date them, they don't even take their eyes off the phone, a lot of them. They just like side talk to them like, hey baby, you want a date? Oh no? Okay. And they continuously in their phone, or they talking on the phone. They on the phone like this, running their mouth about nothing to nobody, and they roll up. They don't even like get off the phone. They hold on a minute. Oh, you want a date? Oh no? Okay. Hello? Yeah, girl, he wasn't talking about nothing. Like that's that's their whole. That's out of 60. Out of 60, I want to say like 57 of them was doing that. It was probably only like 2, maybe 3. I'll get a benefit of the doubt because I can't exactly remember. I'll give the benefit of the doubt and say 5. Out of 60, only 5 of them was really trying to, make it happen out there. The rest of them, either they in their phone, or it's a group of like 5 or 10 of them and they just chopping it up and Snapchatting. You know what I mean? Like, they spend the whole night doing this. And as a P, we ride, we bend corners. Now, if a bitch is really on her job, then when you riding around and bending corners, at some point you're gonna bend that corner and she ain't gonna be there for a minute. Then you might bend the corner again like 10, 15 minutes later and she back over there. You dig? But most of them, that's not happening. Most of them, they just on the phone the whole time, not catching no dates. You dig? So that's why most of them is gonna stay broke. And then, like I said, on top of the lack of focus, the presentation is just all bad. The presentation is terrible. You dig? Like, I think that was Sonia G who just said that just a few seconds ago, unprofessional. Yeah, Sonya G said that. Unprofessional. For real. Just unprofessional out there. You dig? Uh, and the cold part about it, this is gonna be the fate of most of these bitches, right? Now, they have the potential to make a lot of money, and as a result of that, if the money is managed right, they could live a great lifestyle. You know what I mean? And they could parlay that money into other streams of income if they smart about it and if they got game for that, right? If they fucking with somebody who got the game for that, or even if they got it themselves. But the fate of most of them, they gon' punk out the game and they gonna get a job somewhere where they gotta wear a uniform and they gotta, look professional now. You dig? And they can't come whenever they want to. They gotta be there at a certain time. And while they're there, they can't be in their phone the whole time. Like, they gonna have to sacrifice all of these comforts, but for an outcome this much lesser than the outcome of what they were doing if they would have been doing the same thing. If they would have made the same sacrifices for themselves that they gonna make for this corporation, you know what I mean? Their situation will be just totally different. But it's sad, and it's sad. Like, even with some hoes in the game, some hoes end up going to the pen, or even if you go to the county, they got jobs in the county too. And it's sad that you won't make it to the track at a certain time promptly every night. You won't stay down for a certain number of hours every night. You won't sacrifice your phone the whole time while you down. You won't basically you just won't have this discipline. But if you go to jail, you're gonna have to have that discipline. You're gonna have to get up at a certain time and eat every morning, or you're not gonna eat at all that morning. Uh, if you got a job in there, you're gonna have to get up promptly every morning to go work that job, or you're gonna suffer the consequences. Kyle Boney, $2.99. Much appreciated, man. Best of blessings to you for the donation. You dig? But like I say, it's just crazy how people will wait till they get to the bottom of the barrel, and their hand is forced for them to take certain things seriously. You did. It's the freedom in the game. I guess that's kind of like what makes it beautiful at the same time, because it makes it so that only the serious ones are gonna survive and thrive in the game. And as we know, it's only gonna be a few out of everybody that's serious. Like I said, I seen at least 60 down, maybe more. And out of them 60 that I seen down last night, maybe at the most, I only seen like 5 of them that was serious. 5 of them that was really trying to get it. 5 of them that, sometimes when I've been in that corner, they'd be gone for a minute. They would disappear. You dig? The rest of them, they're there on the corner. Every time I roll by without failure, they on that same corner, you know what I mean? Or they might cross the street, or they might walk back to the next block or whatever, but they still sitting there. They not jumping in and out of cars, you know what I mean? They barely even talking to cars when they pull up, you know what I mean? Like, it's, like, one, I wonder, like, how are you even surviving? Because, like, I could ride the track for, like, every day for, like, weeks, and it's the same thing every night. So how are you surviving? You know what I mean? And then it's like, if you're not gonna go hard to get it, like, what's the point in even being out there? Why are you even down? What's the point? It makes no sense. I don't understand it, but hey, I learned, at a young age that everything ain't for me to understand. So certain things I'm not gonna rack my brain or waste my time and energy trying to understand it. You dig? But that's just gonna be just one of the wonders of the game, man. Like, why these people do what they do, man. But yeah, like I say, that's one of the main reasons why these streetwalkers is gonna stay broke. And then, see, what they don't understand is being in that phone like that. Like I say, you really just pacifying a weakness within you. Because most bitches that be in the phone like that all the time, everywhere they go, if they go to the store, if they go to the mall, if they go to the club, if they go to the bar, if they working, whatever the case, every time you see them, they glued to the phone. See, like I say, it's pacifying a weakness because what it does is it makes you socially awkward. And as somebody in this game, as a young lady in the game, you're not gonna get very far being socially awkward. You dig? And the reason why I say it makes you socially awkward is because you get accustomed to whenever you communicate with somebody, it's through the phone. You know what I mean? Whether it's social media or you texting somebody on their phone number or whatever the case may be. Whenever not most of your encounters, most of your interactions are through the phone. So what happens with that is you don't get any practice. You don't build any strength in the area of, the opposite of being socially awkward, being socially adept, being socially on point. You know what I mean? Whenever you in a social environment, you just on point. It just come natural to you. Peyton Pender with the $5. Best of blessings to you, man. Much appreciated. But like I said, it's pacifying a weakness because in this game, your social skills got to be on point. You got to be able to socialize. You got to be able to talk face to face with people. You got to be able to hold a conversation, be it a humorous one, if nothing else, an intellectual one. You gotta develop your personality in this game. You dig? If you want to be successful in it, and every time you be in that phone, you intensifying that weakness within yourself, and you're not doing nothing but you working against yourself. You're being counterproductive. You dig? So, like I said, this is why the Streetwalkers is gonna stay broke. And then, like I always say, man, it traces back to the man. At the end of the day, it traces back to the man. So whoever these dudes they fucking with, because they're my definition of renegades. But cause see, my definition of a renegade is somebody who ain't got no ism in their life. And just because you hand a guy some money, that doesn't classify him as ism. You dig? That doesn't classify him as a P in this game. So most of these 60 bras that I seen down last night, I'm pretty sure the majority of them are handing their money to a guy. You dig? But what are they getting in return for that? You know what I mean? It goes hand in hand. One hand washes the other. And see, what the problem is, you dig? Not like it's not like the ism is a watchdog. You dig? But at the same time, like we say, when the cat's away, the mice will play, and that's really what's going on. These cats ain't really. They don't even ride and pay attention. They don't pay attention to like what they people is doing while they down on the track. You know what I mean? And then what happens at the top of the morning, a lot of these dudes get upset when they can't pay for their room. They ain't got no gas money. They can't buy. They done ran out of weed. They can't buy another eighth. You dig? They ain't got no money for food, and God forbid they got any kids in that situation. It's real ugly, and a lot of these dudes got drug habits just like the broad, so they're gonna be at odds, and that's usually gonna lead to a physical altercation. You dig? So it's just a terrible situation, but like I say, it all boils down to the man, because if the man was on his job, if the man had some ism about himself and was on his job, you wouldn't see that. Like my game, you never gonna see my game down and around just constantly in the phone. You know what I mean? And one reason for that is because, I stay on point. You know what I mean? Now, of course, I'm going to preach against that. And if it's rebellion within that, then I'm going to figure it out. Because I stay on point. I pay attention. I know what's going on. I got eyes everywhere. You dig? So that's going to get nipped in the bud real quick. I'm a solution-based cat. You dig? I'm real big on solutions. So, and because I'm so big on solutions, I'm big also on identifying problems. You dig? So if there's a problem going on, like, I'm really always extremely adamant about getting to the root of the problem. And then once I understand and identify the root of the problem, I'm coming with the solution. You dig? So basically, I say all that to say, and it's not just myself, that's just the way ism operates, you dig? We may have different styles of how we get down, you know what I mean? Some of us may have a set shot, some of us may have a smoother jumper, you know what I mean? Some of us got a more of an arch in our jump shot than others, you dig? But it's all effective, you know what I mean? We all got different styles, you know. Steph Curry, he might lay it up. He gonna drive to the hole and lay it up. You know what I mean? LeBron James gonna slam dunk it, real fancy like you dig. But it's all equally effective at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So while we all got different styles, you know what I mean. The bottom line is ism is about keep maintaining structure, developing first of all, developing and maintaining structure. And when you develop and maintain structure, it's no room for a broad to be on the track all night on her phone like this. You know what I mean? It's no room for a broad to be standing in a group of 5 or 10 other bitches and they just kicking it, chopping it up all night. And they're more so for each other than they are to break these tricks. You know what I mean? Excuse me, my bad. Sonya G with the $5. As usual, much appreciated. Best of blessings to you. But yeah, these are the reasons why, like I say, these streetwalkers, they gonna stay broke, man. They gonna stay broke, and it's sad because a lot of them are so accustomed to the way that things are, they can't even fathom elevation, let alone what it takes to elevate. They can't even fathom elevation, and because they can't fathom it, they have no interest in it. You dig? So, but it doesn't mean that an interest can't be sparked in them. So, you know, honestly, as a P, it can be discouraging. You know what I mean? When you popping some hell of a game and you letting this, you painting a glorious picture for this hoe, you know what I mean? And you know, if she got any type of eyes and she got any type of mind, she gonna be able to see this glorious vision that you paint for, and you know, she should want to share this vision with you. But it's like when you a P out there and you popping all this hell of a game, and like none of these bras are like showing any type of interest. You know what I mean? And you out there fly and you looking good, smelling good, and you popping it and you sounding intelligent. Like everything about you is just what this hoe is supposed to want. Especially doing as bad as she's doing and looking as bad as she's looking. When you don't appeal to somebody like that, it can be discouraging. But you know what I mean? You dig? Yeah, the hello does cost. But yeah, I can understand, you know, it being discouraging. But it doesn't mean it's impossible. You know what I mean? So just be encouraged to go harder, to be more creative, to be more effective, you know, to penetrate somewhere else. You know what I mean? You can't penetrate it right here. Come on this side. You know what I mean? Try to penetrate it right here. You know what I mean? But it's a way up into that mind, one way or another. You know what I mean? You can get up in there some type of way, you know, and for a P, the way I see it, man, no task is too large, man. Whatever you put your mind to, it's going to get done. Period. So yeah, man, that's why, like I say, man, that's why these streetwalkers is gonna stay broke. They have no interest in becoming better. They're not even aware. A lot of them aren't even aware of the fact that they can do better and be better and have better. And you know, like I said, the social awkwardness as well is just, you know, those are the main reasons why they're gonna stay broke. You did? But on the flip side of that coin, I love it I love that the majority is gonna stay broke. But I mean, you know, to a certain extent, I love it. You know what I mean? I wish the game as a whole would be better, but at the same time, it's all good because those of us who apply ourselves in the right way, in the professional way, we gonna get it regardless, and we gonna be good. Papacini with the $3, much appreciated. Besides LV casinos and tracks, where do you send them? Uh, hey, they say the world is small, but the world is big as well. And it's a very intricate place with a lot of nooks and crannies, man. So where you send them depends on how creative you are, not me. You did. Right, like Nicole said, you get what you put into it. Real talk. Like I say, those who give a lot get a lot. Steph J. Thornton. Freeze, what books would you recommend? The basics, my basics. Of course, I'm sure most of you probably heard of this book, but it's a possibility that some of you haven't. But How to Win Friends and Influence People by Andrew Carnegie. A great book, you know what I mean? For starters, getting your feet wet. Another great book as far as basics go, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Stephen R. Covey, because his son writes books too. His son has some good books too. But Stephen R. Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. His son is Stephen M. R. Covey. So you have Stephen R. Covey, which is the father, who is the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And then also you have his son, Stephen M. R. Covey, who's got a few books of his own. He had 2 good books from Stephen R. Covey, or Stephen M. R. Covey, the son. 2 good books from him are Smart Trust by Stephen M. R. Covey and The Speed of Trust, Stephen M. R. Covey, which is the son. You dig? So father and son are both, in my opinion, excellent authors, and they have some very good reads. It's some other books that I could recommend, but like I said, those are the basics. You dig? And if you get past the basics, let me know, and I can recommend something else too. Big Boss getting to say set up a consultation. I've thought about it. I'm not exactly sure if I want to do that or not. I'm kind of on the fence about it. You know what I mean? I have reasons why I would do it and reasons why I wouldn't do it. So I'm still on the fence about it, but it is a possibility that I do that. And of course, if I do it, you all will be the first to know. Yeah, As a Man Thinketh is a good one too. That's a good one. Gemini Entertainment say your videos are the consultation. That's real. It's a whole lot of game, on these videos, man. That's really why I do it, because ultimately, of course, there's a lot of exclusive game that could be given if I was to do consultations. lot of specialized, specific game that can be given. But like I said, I don't know. That I'm not too sure about. Vaughn says, ever read FU Money? I'm not sure if that's a title, but no, I haven't. Nicole Sanders says, stay original. Of course, that's the only way I know how to be. See, that's one thing about myself. I've just become so in tune with myself, you know, to the point where I'm just confident in every fiber of myself. You dig? Every nook and cranny of myself, good, bad, and ugly. I've accepted it all. I've accepted myself completely for who and what I am. And because of that, I don't know how to pretend to be anything else or anybody else. I'm like, only way I know how to be is original. You dig? That's the only way I know how to be. So, yeah, that's the only way I'm ever gonna be. You dig? T. Slay says, Freeze, you have such a stern demeanor, laugh out loud, smile. Life is good. I smile. You dig? I don't have an on cue type of smile. You dig? Like, Freeze, smile on 3. 1, 2, 3. Like, I don't know how to do that. You know what I mean? Now, if I'm made to smile, you know what I mean? If something takes place that prompts me to smile, then yeah, I'll do that. But just like the on cue smile, my on cue smile is terrible. I've tried it before. Matter of fact, I knew it really before that, but one example of my terrible on cue smile, right? I think I told the story on one of my videos before. I'm not exactly sure, but my pops, right? Growing up, really since elementary school, all the way to high school, for my school pictures, I never smiled. I always looked like this in my school pictures. So when I was a junior in high school, my dad got at me. He was like, "Look, man, you know, you always mean mugging in your school pictures, and that's not what I pay for, man. So you're gonna have to smile this year, man. And if you don't smile, you know what I mean, you're gonna have to deal with the consequences of not smiling. You know what I mean? So if I was you, when I go take these school pictures today, man, I would smile." So I smiled, you know what I mean, and Pops was cool with it, but I didn't like the smile because it was a force, you know what I mean? It was like I say all the time, you got different types of motivation. You got incentive motivation, you got fear motivation. You know what I mean? And that the motivation for that smile was fear. You know what I mean? I feared the consequences of what Pops was going to possibly do to me, so I smiled, you know, as a result of that. Now, if it would have been some incentive motivation behind it, like, you know, if you smile, then, you know, I'll help you get a car, or, because, you know, I was a junior. I think I was 17 at the time. You know what I mean? So I was old enough to drive. Excuse me. So if it would have been like an incentive motivation, you know what I mean, I would have been cheesing real hard on that picture, you know what I mean? Like a natural cheese. Because I'm thinking like, damn, Pop's gonna help me get this car. Cool, man, you know what I mean? But you know, he scared me into it, so I gave him the fear smile. You dig? But basically, the bottom line is it wasn't a natural smile. So, you know, my unnatural smile. Some people they could just smile at any, like right now, they could just smile and the smile look real natural. I don't know how to do that. You know what I mean? I probably done got away with it like 1 out of 1,000 times, you know what I mean? Y'all funny, y'all got game. Y'all trying to come with the manipulation. But doesn't that intimidate hoes? You can't expect a real one to choose if you looking like Hell's Angels on her heels. I'm scared. Y'all funny. Y'all trying to really get me to smile. But I will say this, you know what I mean? I have been told extremely often, you know what I mean, that I am intimidating, you know what I mean? My demeanor is intimidating. I've been told that a lot. But the way I see it, if you get past the demeanor, you know what I mean? The demeanor is like the bulldog, you know? Bulldog sitting there like, you know, that big bouncer at the club, like, you got to get past this part of freeze, you know what I mean? Freeze at the, you know, just, and if you get past that, you see the smooth, you know, cool freeze. That you'll get the smile in. You know what I mean? If you make it past that part, you get the smile on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Because I got a cool sense of humor. You know, I'm happy about life. You know, I enjoy a lot of things about my life. You know, so I smile on a regular basis. You know what I mean? But you know, see, it's an exclusive thing. You know what I mean? It's exclusive. I can't just give you the smile all the time like that. You know what I mean? You wouldn't appreciate it so much if I just gave it to you freely, just all the time. You know what I mean? Just every time you see me, like, I'm smiling. You know what I mean? Then, you know, hoes might be talking amongst each other like, you seen Free smile? Yeah, smile cool. You know what I mean? But as it is now, if I post a picture like on Instagram or something and I'm smiling, you know, the hoes might call each other like, girl, Free just posted a picture on his IG, he's smiling, girl, go look at it. All right, bitch, I'm gonna call you back. That's how it is now, you know what I mean? It's a delicacy, you know what I mean? So you appreciate it that much more. And what I'm telling you is, you know what I mean, it's an exclusive thing. So if you get past this part of freeze, if you get past that part of freeze, you're gonna see the smile all the time, you know what I mean? But you gotta get past that, you gotta get past that bouncer, that bodyguard, you know what I mean? You gotta get past him. Excuse me. Got stuff blown away. But thank you though, I appreciate the compliment on my smile. Thank you very much. Look at y'all paying attention. Yes, I'm a Scorpio. It's gorgeous and exclusive. Yeah, you know. Thank you, by the way, Mel. But yeah, I am a Scorpio though. I don't know what that means to you, but that's my zodiac sign. Heard a lot of things about it. Some of them, I guess, can be true. She said it's a natural mean mug. I guess that's a natural Scorpio thing, huh? Scorpios just got the natural mean mug. I suppose. But yeah. Catch up on some of these even my smile costs. Penguin and Pete, that was a good one. Even my smile costs. Let me see something. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can do something. I just got this Samsung watch, right? It's pretty dope. I like this motherfucker. Let me see. Okay, hold on. Let me see this first. Hold on. Bam. Okay. Now, hold up. Hold up, hold up. Okay. Bam. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Hold on, man. I got to have that on there. Y'all funny. Y'all just examine and freeze, huh? Hold on. I'm trying to figure something out right now, y'all. Excuse me for just a second. Damn. I'm trying to find a number to this phone because I mean the watch. The watch has its own separate number. T Slay says, which watch you think is better, the Apple or the Samsung? I was checking out the Apple Watch. I don't know because I'm not really an Apple person, but the dude at the store was telling me that he had the Apple Watch and the Samsung Watch, and he liked the Samsung Watch better. So, uh, I'm trying to find a number to this phone on this watch because I was gonna allow y'all to call in if I can do that. Hold on. Okay, wait a minute. Y'all funny. Okay, wait a minute. Y'all, hold on for like, I'm gonna go out of this for a second, probably for like 10, 15 seconds. So y'all hold on for a minute. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Okay, now. Hold on. Okay, someone do me a favor and type this number into the comment section. 818-331-8520. Somebody do me a favor and type that into the comment section. Boss Hog Macaroni, much appreciated. Okay, now, somebody do me a favor and call this number. The number to this watch. We're going to do a test run and see how it sounds and all of that. Now, if it goes straight to voicemail, let me know. If that phone number goes straight to voicemail, then let me know. Waiting on somebody to call. Has anybody tried to call? We waiting on somebody to call. Prince Powers, top of it. We wait on somebody to call, man. If you calling and you get the voicemail, let me know. It should go through though. For those of y'all who didn't catch the comment, if you're just coming in, it's 818-331-8520. Don't be scared to call me, man. We're going to chop it up. I'm going to let you ask me some questions, all that. Go ahead and call the peon. Has anyone attempted to call me? Wow, 72 people watching right now. Nobody wants to call? Come on, man. Somebody call. Okay, somebody calling. Here we go. Hello.
You looking good on that red face.
Much appreciated. Who am I? Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
What's Sonya?
Okay, can y'all hear Sonya? What's going on, Sonya? How you doing this morning? Or I
I'm
don't know if it's
alright. How are you?
afternoon where you are.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm fantastic.
How's the weather over there?
Oh, the weather is beautiful. It's it's a little bit overcast, but for the most part, it's good though. I'm enjoying it. I'm appreciating it. Cause I know some other places got some terrible weather probably right now. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's raining
Over,
where I'm at.
which is where.
I'm in New York.
Ah, sorry to hear that.
I know, right?
Yeah, but I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm over here in this California, and it's beautiful over here. It's overcast a little bit, not much, but I don't think it's gonna rain. It doesn't look like rain clouds.
Well, that's good.
Hey, y'all
I
can
just
hear?
wanted to call and show you some love.
I appreciate that. You didn't have any questions or anything like that?
No, you good.
I dig it. Well, as always, I appreciate your support in every way that you support Miss Sonia. And you have yourself a blessed day.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So was y'all able to hear Sonia fine? I know some of y'all said it was an echo. I don't know if her background was turned up. I couldn't hear the echo myself, but I guess y'all could. Okay, we got somebody else calling in. Hold on. Hello.
Yo, yo,
What's going on? Who we got on the line?
yo, we got royalty, man.
Oh, what's up with it, man? How you feeling?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling fantastic, man. I just wanted to call in, bro. Just ask you some questions, bro.
Okay, shoot.
Shit, well, first things first, man. I kind of just wanted to do you got like a rundown on like where the pimping originated from?
Um, well, see that question can be taken a couple of different ways. Now, um, as far as just the game itself, You dig? The fundamentals of it. Um, that varies from different sources, but just based on what I believe the game as we know it originated in New Orleans. That's just my opinion. Um, excuse me. Some people say New York. Some people will tell you that the game originated in New York. Others will tell you New Orleans. But me myself, I lean more towards New Orleans. Now, that's just in terms of the fundamentals of the game, as we know it today. Now, uh, within the way that we know the game today, right? As far as the style of it, the language, the culture, I'll say that the culture of the game that we practice today, my belief is that that originates from the Bay Area.
Okay.
You dig? So, as far as the style of the game, the culture of the game, you know what I mean? The lingo. Now, of course, styles and lingo, all of that, and even ideals vary, depending on what region of the country you go to. But the general culture of the game, you know what I mean? I believe that the general culture of the game as we know it today originated in the Bay Area. You know what I mean?
Okay.
As far as fundamentals, I believe that originates in New Orleans. Now, uh, I can't say for sure because I haven't I haven't completely delved into trying to get concrete evidence of why this is and how this is and so on and so forth. You dig? So I could possibly be wrong. In my mind, I believe that I have a higher likelihood of being correct than I do of being wrong, but it's a possibility that I'm wrong on certain things. You dig? So, um, doing a little research wouldn't hurt. But hopefully, with what I just told you, you know what I mean, that could help you in your research. You know what I mean. Now you're not so much shooting in the dark. You kind of got a idea of where to aim. You dig? So,
Okay.
yeah.
Another question that I have, as far as what the term the game is to be sold, not told. What does that mean?
Again, that's something that can be taken uh, various ways depending on who you talk to. You know what I mean? Different
Okay.
people have different beliefs. Now,
What is the definition?
um, me myself, okay, like when you're talking about amongst peers, right? Amongst the ism, uh, this is just my belief. Like I said, other people have different beliefs, but my belief when it comes to peer to peer, like if you're a young P coming up under me and I see that you sincere about wanting to get this game, you know what I mean? Uh, of course, you're gonna have to go through it just like the rest of us, just like anybody else in the game to get to it. But you know what I mean? There's certain game that I might, particular game that I might impart to you that I believe could be of good use to you. You know what I mean? And of course I'm doing this because I see that, like I said, you're sincere about the game. You want to do right by it. You dig, and you want to go about it in an honest fashion. So um, I'm gonna just bless you with that. And the reason why is because this is how I came up. This is how, like, when I was raised in it. Um, this is how it was passed on to me. Like I've never had to pay a monetary fee for that. You dig? And I within me getting that game and getting that understanding that you know there's not a monetary fee to be paid. See, it's a respect thing, and when we respect each other as peers, you know what I mean. We're gonna do our best to build each other up, and that's not something that you can put a price tag on. You dig? And it's ultimately passed on to maintain the true essence of the lifestyle. You dig?
Okay.
And like I said, other people you talk to, they might say something different. You know, they might say that, yeah, you know, uh, if you want to make it to this level or that level, if you want to sit with us, you know what I mean, you're gonna have to pay. You know what I mean? And I don't knock them people for thinking like that. You know what I mean? But me, I just have a different understanding of the game because I came in a different way. Other people might have came in a different way. You know what I mean? To each their own. But that's just my standpoint on it. My stance on it, that game is to be sold and not told. It doesn't apply, you know, to us as peers in the lifestyle. Now, um, when you talk about a young lady in the lifestyle, uh, it's a little different, obviously, but it's not just the information that comes with that package. You know what I mean? The experience, the guidance, you know, just the experience as a whole and everything that comes with it. That's something that you can't put a price tag on. Now, of course, uh, there's a monetary part of it, obviously, that is essential to it, but that monetary part that's essential to it it doesn't even it doesn't even compare to what's received by that young lady, you know, in return for what she does. You dig? Because that monetary part, it comes and goes, but what she receives as a result of it sticks with her forever. You know. Now, also, what should stick with her, what she should hope sticks with her forever, is the experience that comes along with it. You know what I mean? Now, every situation has an expiration date, so her experience with you might start where her experience with me ends. But ultimately, she wants to have that experience of that leadership in her life, one way or another. You know what I mean? My time may be over with, and your time may just be beginning. You dig? But um, I say all that to say, as far as the game being sold and not told, when it comes to a young lady in the lifestyle, yeah, to an extent. But when it comes to men, us as peers in the game, that's just my stance on it. Like I said, other people have different views, but me, no, it doesn't apply. So,
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate that, brother.
oh, it's my pleasure, Mr. Royalty.
Word up. Stay active, man. I've been watching you for a good little minute, man. I'm really digging your how you pop it and shit, bro. You know, I'm just young square and whatnot like that. I just, got my little questions and whatnot like that. So,
Oh, it's
yeah, I
all
appreciate
good. I,
that.
I appreciate you as well, man. And you know, that's the beautiful thing of having a desire for knowledge. You know what I mean? If you are a good steward of the knowledge, it can be applied universally. You dig? So it's a beautiful thing.
Word, word, word. All right, brother. Take care, man.
You too, Royalty, man. You have a blessed remainder of your day. Okay. I'm reading these comments, y'all. Thomas Andrade, what's going on, man? He says, Freeze, what's your take? Oh, wait, my bad. Freeze, what's your take on on Seattle and the representatives from there? Um, you know, Seattle's a place when it comes to what we about. It's rich in culture and history. You know what I mean? Seattle got a deep history with the game, and uh, You know, there's been some swell representatives to come from there, and there's some swell representatives currently active from there. You dig? But of course, like any other place, like even where I'm from, which is California, where I am right now, you know, you got good and bad with everything. But uh, as far as Seattle representation in general, I say one of the best. You dig? If you're gonna just like look at each region or each city or what have you, and you know compare all of them. Yeah, Seattle. I put them at the top of that. You dig? I put Seattle representation at the top of the game. You dig? So reading the comments once again, y'all. Excuse me. Catching up on the comments, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Arizona Dragonay. I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm always asking you that. I'm always wondering that. But you say if you have a good 16, you leave with what you hold up for, maybe more for your loyalty. But most these days, you get little to nothing. Yeah, that's definitely true. And it's as far as these days go, getting little to nothing is not the results of, dealing with a real quote unquote 16. The real 16 part is the same. Uh, the likelihood of it, of course, is a lot less. The likelihood of that real 16 in the game nowadays, you dig? So, um, yeah, what you said is definitely true. T. Slay, I didn't see your question. Call in. Don't be scared. I'm sure you got the number. Call in. Don't be scared. Bless yourself. They at you. I've been seeing people in the comment section tell you to call too. You scared. You scared. Yeah, I just might, Camrell, do more lives like this. You did. I just might. Oh, okay. I got you, T. Slay. Good excuse. I respect that one. Still reading these comments, y'all. But T. Slay, you never repeated your question, or at least I don't see it. If you did, she at home cooking biscuits from scratch on Prince Powers. That's the too many ears she talking about is them biscuits. For those of y'all tuning in after the fact, I put the number to this watch out, which is 818. Oh shit, somebody's calling. Excuse me. Hold on a second. Hello.
Oh, hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's going on, Freeze?
What's going on? Who we got on the line? You got an echo in the background. You probably want to turn your
Oh, my
background down.
bad. Oh, my
It's all
bad. It's
good.
my phone. I was watching on YouTube.
Okay, I dig it. What's the word?
Yeah, I'm John from Chicago, man.
Okay, what's up, John? How you feeling?
I'm all right.
Okay, I dig it. I
I,
dig it.
I got a question for you.
Okay, go ahead, shoot.
I used to hear this before. They always say, like, pimp with your mind. Do you know what that really means? 'Cause I never understood that.
Pimp with your mind. What don't you understand about it? Nothing,
I mean,
or
man,
just you don't know
yeah,
what
I ain't
people
gonna
mean
lie.
by it when they say it.
Yeah.
Um, basically, when we say pimp with your mind, it can mean a number of things. But oftentimes, when people say that, they mean as opposed to like when you dealing with an issue with a young lady in the game, right? A lot of cats have a tendency to pee with their hands. You know what I mean? You know they do all of this type of stuff. You know what I mean? They become martial artists. You know, and so when we say pee with your mind, uh, what we mean by that, I'm trying to get my focus together. Okay, what we mean by that basically, man, is you know, you I'm reading these comments at the same time, excuse me, man. But basically, just have a more intellectual way to get your point across. Because basically that's what it is. When a P takes it upon himself to administer physical discipline to a young lady in the game, sometimes it may be warranted. You dig? Because there are certain things that a female can do to warrant, a physical response from a man. You dig? Like I say all the time, that's some game that my mother gave me from as far back as I remember. If a female put herself in a man's place, then she's basically asking to be treated like one, and she deserves such. But on the flip side of that same token, though, as gentlemen of this lifestyle, you know, we do our best to operate intellectually from beginning to end. You know what I mean? And just speaking from personal experience, uh, there's always, even though we might not always want to go there, there's always an intellectual way to respond to a matter at hand. You did, even though our first mind might tell us like, man, I just want to beast up one time, but uh, if we stay within the spirit of ism, you know, most times, you know what I mean? I can't guarantee 100% of the time, but most times there is a way to, respond mentally. You dig? So that's I mean, as far as I understand it, that's what most cats mean when they say that. You dig?
Oh, okay. I got another question for you.
Go ahead.
So how do you respond mentally?
How do I
Like,
respond mentally?
yeah.
You know, there's no one textbook. Uh, it's not like a mathematical equation. You dig? Because every person is uniquely different. You know what I mean? Every person is gonna garner a uniquely different response. You dig? So I can't really tell you like this is exactly how I respond every single time. You know what I mean? Because it's you could just imagine all the different types of drama that get presented to us as men, and then the degrees of it. You know what I mean? It might be the same type of drama, but this female over here is presenting it to a higher degree than this one over here. You know what I mean? So because of all of that, you know what I mean? It's kind of like you got to play it by ear. You know, and it's really a gifted thing. It's not something that just everybody is blessed with the ability to do. You dig? Because not everybody is blessed with the spirit of this ism. You got a lot of cats in the game that are not blessed with the spirit of this ism. And uh, some people say that peas are born. Y'all probably heard Sinful talk about this. You probably heard me talk about this before. You probably heard us talk about it together before. I believe we talked about it together on a video one time. But some people believe that peas are born. My belief is that uh, peas are not necessarily born to be peas per se, but they're born with certain gifts that are greatly suited, are very well suited for somebody in this lifestyle. You know, it's not exclusive. These gifts may not be exclusive to somebody in this lifestyle. You know what I mean? But it's very well suited for somebody in the game. You dig? So, like me, I just decided to be in the game, in the gifts that I was naturally blessed with throughout my whole life from inception. It just make these gifts just make me great suited for the game. You did. Hold on. Excuse me. Got another call on the other line coming in. But yeah, so I say all that to say, when it comes to mentally responding in this game and peeing with your mind, it's not something that everybody is suited to do. You dig? So you got certain cats that, you know what I mean? Even though they may know that it's a possibility to mentally respond, it just ain't in them to do it. You dig? Hold up. Okay. Yeah, so that's my take on that there.
Okay.
You got any other questions?
Yeah, I do. But I ain't want to hog up the line. Like I said, if I had a final question, if you don't mind.
Oh, nah, go ahead.
All right. I don't know if you ever remember once Sip with the P video when he said give her a reason.
Uh-huh. Uh, I don't know if I seen that whole video, but I remember what video you talking about though. Yeah.
Yeah, I can sum it up basically what he said in there.
Okay.
Basically what I think he said is like when you position yourself with a woman, that you gotta give her a reason to choose you basically.
Right.
Like give her a reason to respect you. Because he threw an example in there like a pastor would be preaching the word of God, but when he at home, he does something else, completely opposite. And now his wife doesn't respect him.
You said so the wife doesn't respect him?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
basically he's not practicing what
he's
he
being a
preaches.
hypocrite. Basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Um. Well, that factors into the giving her a reason, but because in that case, he's pretty much giving her a reason to not respect him. You dig? But just like you can give a female reasons to not respect you, you know what I mean? You can give her reasons to respect you and therefore want to choose you. You dig? But this is something that you got to be intentional about. You know what I mean? A lot of cats expect certain things from females, which I mean, like I said, I don't really remember the video off the top of my head, but I imagine some of the things that I'm about to say were also said on the video or something along the same lines. But basically, a lot of cats in the game expect certain things from females, but they don't make it make sense for the female to do. You did and that's basically giving her a reason. You know what I mean? If you want her to make a certain amount of money, but you're not giving her a reason to make this certain amount of money, or you're not giving her what's needed to make this certain amount of money, you dig? Then you can't really expect it. It's a type of thing where if it happens, it happens. It does. It doesn't. It doesn't. You know what I mean? But you can't really expect for her to perform something that you don't give her a reason to perform. You did.
Right? So basically it's like leading by example in a way, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. In a lot of ways, leading by example. Because like you said, that situation with the pastor, if he's being a hypocrite at home, then he's obviously not leading by example. And if he was leading by example, then he would be giving her a reason to respect him in whatever way he wants her to. You dig?
Alright. So how would you get a woman to choose you, basically?
You said
Like,
what?
how would you get a woman to choose do you go about that? Give her the reason to do that.
Well, first and foremost, like I said to the other question, you know, every female is uniquely different. So because of that, the same reason I give one female may not be suited for this female. So because of that, I'm gonna pay attention. You know what I mean? Before I can prescribe her a solution, I gotta diagnose a problem, or maybe not even necessarily problems, but weaknesses that can be built into strengths, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? Filling voids in. So I'm gonna pay attention. I'm gonna do my best to learn this young lady, and then once I believe I have what I need, then I can figure out what I need to do in order to give her a reason. You know what I mean? Once I see what she's lacking, then I can see, then I can figure out and determine what's needed. You know what I mean? As far as giving her a reason. So you just got to pay attention to who it is that you're dealing with.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Freeze. I appreciate your advice.
Oh, it's all good, John, man. I appreciate you for supporting in every which way that you do.
Yes, sir. Take care. God bless.
God bless you too. Best of blessings to you, man. All right. I wasn't anticipating, I'm just paying attention to the time now, y'all. I wasn't anticipating being on live this long, and as well as it's going, and as much as I'm enjoying it, you know what I mean, I'm gonna have to cut it short. But I like the way that this trial run with this watch situation went. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be better prepared for it the next time. You dig it? So we got the right amount of time to be able to do our thing. You know what I mean? But hopefully y'all enjoyed it as much as I did. And like I said, it's about that time to wrap it up. I appreciate y'all for your views. I appreciate you for your hitting that thumbs up button. I appreciate you for your subscriptions, as well as hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate the donations. And ultimately, I appreciate y'all for supporting every which way that you do, man. We're going to do this again very soon, sooner than you may think. But best of blessings to y'all, and y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's day. Aha.